In this video, we will be installing the ECPH transmitter board to the iDoser Environmental Nutrient Controller. Now, this controller can have up to 24 transmitter boards interlinked in a daisy chain fashion, monitoring and injecting nutrients within your fertigation system. Now, the iDoser uses the RS-232-3 terminal block. In addition, an RS-232 to RS-485 converter board to communicate with the ECPH transmitter board. Now, the board comes pre-wired with its internal systems pre-programmed and ready for install. So now the first thing we basically want to do is we want to go ahead and power down the controller. And once we have it powered down, open it up and identify the RS-232-3 terminal point on the left side of the controller's PCB. Now, the next thing we're going to do is land our 3 pins of the converter board into the RS-232-3 RX, GND, and TX terminal points and fasten the screws snug and tight. After that, we will land our 4-conductor cable from the end of the ECPH transmitter board as follows: black into the GND, red into the 12-volt, green into the RS-485-A, white into the RS-485-B, and a red jumper you want to install from the 12V on the converter board to the 12V on the main PCB board. Now, once that's done, it's time to set up our dip switch addressing on the ECPH board. Now, the addressing scheme goes as follows: 0 for the first board, then 1 for the second, 2 for the third, 3 for the fourth, and then so on. Note, the switches are binary, so switch 1 on equals address 1. Switch 2 on by itself equals address 2. Switch 1 and 2 on, address 3. Switch 3 on, address 4, and so forth. But for demonstration purposes, we're using only one board, so the address will be 0, which requires all switches in the off position. Next, it's time to repower the controller. Now, note, as you can see, there is no light activity on this converter board. And it's time to switch on the communication by enabling and mapping this board within the controller's programming. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so from the home screen, just simply hit Enter Menu, and then you want to scroll down to Expansion Settings, and then you want to go into Expansion Setup. Now, currently, the expansion boards are in fact disabled. So let's go ahead and hit plus to enable our board. Then hit next to get to the next screen. Now, this expansion board 1, we want to change the type, and the type will be a ECPH board type with our address as 0. Now, once we have made these changes, just simply hit back till you get to the home screen. And once you have hit back to the home screen, simply go back to the expansion settings and confirm that your expansion board, that our COM status is in fact OK. And as you can see, it's displaying OK. So let's simply go back to the home screen and let's open the controller. And with the controller open, you can see immediate activity on the converter board as it talks with our transmitter board. And on the transmitter board, you should get a green light if both sensors are connected and the board is communicating. Now there's 3 different lights to remember. Green equals sensors are communicating and they're reading well. Red indicates no communication, and orange indicates it's communicating but there's a sensor error. What's next is programming the sensors attached to this board, and we will do that on our next episode. But for now, that's our video on installing the ECPH transmitter board to the iDoser environmental nutrient control.